All right, so today we're doing a deep dive into this intriguing guy, Zohar Sachs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and we're actually looking at his website, which is, full disclaimer, all in Hebrew. But
Curious.
we've gone through it, and it's fascinating. The guy's got some skills that you wouldn't typically expect to see all in one place, you know?
Really? What do you mean?
So his website is, like a lot of professional profiles. You get a picture of a skyline, some buttons to click on.
Pretty standard.
Exactly. But the background he lays out is, well, not so standard. He's got a BSc in Geophysics and Atmospheric Sciences from Tel Aviv University.
Wow.
Yeah. But then he also mentions 30 years teaching computer skills and calls himself an Excel and mobile phone guru.
That's a combo you don't see every day. A geophysics expert who's also like a tech whiz.
Right. How does that even, what are the connections there?
Well, I mean, when you think about it, geophysics, it's a lot of data analysis, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Excel is like his secret weapon,
Yeah.
for crunching all those numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it could be a pretty powerful tool when you think about it.
Oh, absolutely. In the right
Yeah.
hands, Excel can be a beast. Especially with all the data these scientific fields are dealing with these days. It's got to be an advantage to know that stuff inside and out.
And then on top of that, he's got the whole mobile phone expertise too. I wonder if he sees some link between the way we use our phones and the whole need to process information so quickly,
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe he's picked up on something there, like the skills you need to handle all this stuff on your phone.
Yeah.
Maybe those actually translate pretty well to managing data at work too.
Yeah, maybe. So let's dig into what he actually offers. He's big on teaching Excel, everything from basic to advanced classes,
Okay.
and he emphasizes hidden techniques, customized applications.
Oh, so he's not just teaching the basics then.
No, it sounds like he's really going deep. He even offers one-on-one sessions through Zoom.
Wow, so it's pretty personalized.
Yeah, he wants to tailor it to what each person needs.
That's cool. And what about the mobile phone stuff?
Well, he talks about constantly learning and researching mobile technology
Okay.
and offers workshops, on Zoom and in person.
So he's keeping up with all the changes then.
Yeah, he sees it as a constantly evolving thing. And then he has this professional tips series covering 6 different programs: Excel, pivot tables, Word, PowerPoint, Google Chrome, even Windows 10.
That's a pretty wide range.
Yeah.
Google Chrome and Windows 10, those aren't exactly specialized software, are they?
No, but I guess Google Chrome, it's more than just a browser these days, right?
Yeah, true.
And Windows 10, that's the foundation for so much of what we do on computers.
I guess he's seeing the connections between all these digital tools.
Yeah, you got to master the whole ecosystem.
Exactly.
Then there are some services that are a little vague: Excel Pro Assessment, Zoom Course Excel Tips, Zoom Course Mobile Phone Tips, Mobile Techniques Set, and even artificial intelligence is mentioned a couple of times.
Mobile technique set. Now that sounds intriguing. What do you think that could be?
Who knows, right? Phones can do so much these days. It could be anything from super efficient productivity hacks to making your battery last longer.
Oh, or mobile payments, document scanning, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's artificial intelligence just thrown out there.
No explanation or anything.
Nope.
Maybe he's figuring out how to integrate AI into everyday tasks, make things even more powerful,
Yeah, that would be pretty wild. Teaching people to use AI for analyzing data in Excel.
Definitely makes you curious.
Before we move on, I should mention he's got all his contact info right there on the website: phone number, email address, his physical address in Ramat Gan.
So he's open to people reaching out then.
Seems like it. Oh, and one last thing. The website was made by a company called Codant, which specializes in, website building and SEO.
Makes sense. You gotta have a good online presence these days.
Yeah, especially when you're offering such a unique set of skills.
Absolutely. SEO is key for that. So even a tech whiz like Zohar, he recognizes the value of bringing in the experts sometimes.
Yeah, it's a team effort, I guess. So we've got a geophysicist who's also an Excel and mobile phone guru, and he knows the importance of a strong online presence.
It really is a fascinating combination.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what path did he take to get here?
And what does it tell us about how the workplace is changing?
That's what I want to know.
It really makes you think, right? About how people are blending careers these days.
Yeah, it's not like the old days where you picked a lane and stayed in it.
Exactly. You got to be adaptable, pick up new skills along the way. Looking back at his site, he's got Excel Pro Assessment listed a few times. What do you think that is?
Maybe it's a way to figure out what his clients already know before he starts teaching them.
Ah, yeah, makes sense. So he can really tailor the learning.
Right, focus on what they actually need.
Yeah,
It's good for adults, too. We learn best when we can see how it's useful.
totally. And then there's Zoom course Excel tips and Zoom course mobile phone tips. Pretty straightforward.
Online learning, gotta love it. Reaches more people, flexible schedules, and it can be really effective.
Yeah, for sure. But going back to that mobile technique set, what kind of things do you think would be most helpful for people these days?
Well, everyone's working on their phones now, right? So maybe tips on using apps better, getting the most out of cloud storage, automating stuff to save time.
All those little tricks that can make a big difference.
Exactly. You got to be efficient, especially when you're always on the go.
And then we still have that artificial intelligence thing hanging out there.
Yeah, 2 mentions, but no details. It's like a teaser.
What do you think it could be?
Well, AI is already changing how we use data, even in Excel. There are AI features for analysis, predictions, even automating tasks. Maybe he's teaching people how to tap into that.
Oh, wow. That would be huge. Like taking Excel to a whole new level.
Right. You got to stay ahead of the curve with technology or you'll get left behind.
It makes you wonder, do you think this whole combo of skills, the science background, the tech expertise, the AI stuff, do you think employers are looking for that more and more?
I think it's a winning combination. Companies need people who can do more than just analyze data. They need to understand what it all means,
Hmm.
and then communicate it to others.
Like a bridge between the data and the decisions that need to be made.
Exactly. That's the key, turning data into something useful, something actionable.
So, what kind of person do you think would benefit the most from this kind of multidisciplinary approach that Zohar seems to have?
Anyone working with data, really.
Yeah.
Scientists, marketers, finance people, project managers.
They all rely on data to make good decisions.
Absolutely. But it's not enough to just crunch numbers. You got to understand the story behind them, the context.
You got to be able to connect the dots and explain it all in a way that makes sense.
Exactly. Data without interpretation is just noise. You got to make it clear, concise, compelling.
So it's not just tech skills, it's communication, too. Storytelling, almost.
Definitely. This deep dive into Zohar Sachs's website has been really interesting. He's one of a kind, that's for sure.
Definitely a unique guy. He's a great example of how being a lifelong learner can lead you down some pretty unexpected paths.
And being willing to embrace new technology, too. That's key.
It makes you wonder, how many other people are out there with hidden talents just waiting for the right opportunity?
Right. And what kind of impact could they have if they were given the chance to shine?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to think about all the potential out there.
It is. Zohar's story, it actually shows a bigger trend, I think. Like, all these different fields are starting to come together.
Right.
And you need people who can work in those spaces where, like, things overlap.
Yeah, it's like the old categories are breaking down.
Exactly. And that opens up all these new opportunities if
Yeah.
you're willing to go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, think about all the fields that are changing because of data analysis and AI. Healthcare, finance, even education and the arts.
It's everywhere.
It is. And they need people who can handle all that complexity.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to just specialize in one thing anymore.
Right, you got to be able to connect the dots, see how it all fits together.
That's where the real value is.
Yeah.
It's not just knowing stuff, but being able to, like, use it, explain it.
Yeah, make it meaningful. This whole deep dive into Zohar's website, it's really got me thinking about the future of work.
Me too.
It's not just about learning specific skills, it's about being adaptable, curious, always learning new things.
I totally agree. The people who'll do well in the future, they're going to be the ones who can handle uncertainty,
Right.
and who are excited to learn and who can see how different ideas connect.
And maybe most importantly, they're passionate about using what they know to make a difference.
Absolutely. It's not just what you know, it's what you do with it.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening, what's the takeaway from all this, from looking at Zohar Sachs and what he does?
I'd say take a look at your own skills. What connections are you missing? What possibilities are out there, at the intersection of your interests?
Don't be afraid to explore. You never know what you might find.
Yeah, you could be the next Zohar Sachs, inspiring others with your unique talent.
Exactly. Well, this has been another fascinating deep dive.
Yeah, until next time.